गुरु ब्रह्म लेख, Guru Brahma Lekha, Guru Brahma Lekha. Welcome to all of you. I am Dr. Manoranjan Naik, motivational speaker, personality development trainer and religious speaker. Today, topic is failure responsibility. Topic is failure responsibility. Knowledge is power, and since power tends to corrupt, it is imperative that knowledge should not be garnered for its own sake. There should be a deep and inevitable relationship between knowledge and the good of the entire human race. Knowledge should be put to the service of mankind. If this aspect is ignored, it would be better if no knowledge is garnered. Acquisition of knowledge must go hand in hand with the cultivation of virtues, inculcation of sense of responsibility, which you owe to our fellow beings. Such a sense of responsibility will imbue one with a moral authority which brings in one's true progress. It is imperative for us, therefore, to acquire knowledge and education with a sense of responsibility, to put the power they impart to us for the good of the entire human race. It is certain that knowledge shorn of a sense of responsibility will spell death and disaster for things that we regard as invaluable for the good of mankind. So, the real meaning of education is to bring out the inner qualities in man, to enable and to allow the flowering of dormant, hidden virtues to their full glory. But today, education is generally understood to give intellectual, moral, social instruction. Normally, it is understood as formal education that is given in schools and colleges. Unfortunately, education as imparted today touches only the intellectual aspects, such as ability to repeal what has been read. There is no correlation of knowledge so gained with livings. But when we read in newspapers, crime reports, we find that time is showing more clearly and with greater urgency that the possession of knowledge is not an indisputable blessing. Knowledge is power. Power corrupts the mind. The fact remains that the expansion of knowledge and its transfer to a huge number of persons are unstoppable. Today, knowledge is not being handed out of the few in small stages through a process of the communication. It is passed on to large number of people in unestimable quantities and in an unintegrated and even mind-disturbing fashion. Most important part of it all is fact that those at the helm of affairs in the field of education don't worry to take into consideration a very important conclusion arrived at in survey of intelligence quotient, that people with the low intelligence quotient, when highly educated, become the tyrant and prone to commit the most brutal atrocities. How to meet this challenge of which our young men and women have to answer? They are our future rulers, so they must try right from now to find ways and means how to control abuses being practiced in the realm of education, and also to make sure if the extension of knowledge is desirable or not. Living and knowledge are treated as independent of each other. Life is treated as consisting of compartments, not as a whole. Nevertheless, there is a silver lining seen in this helpless situation. Voices are increasing hard of holistic approach. Part is not different from the whole. Do I feel responsible? Is our one mantra which we should go on repeating, and when we feel the response, surely those around us will also feel like the same. Thus the nucleus will go on becoming bigger and bigger. One day it will engulf the whole populace. It is not necessary to wait and see when this happens, or to wait till someone close to us starts this chain of the feelings responsibility. What is important is to know by introspection, do I feel responsible? In case our young readers start feeling responsibility, things are bound to improve. In the old days and in some cases even now, there are a few persons, rather only a minor population, who even without the formal education command respect, regard on account of their wisdom. outcome of the true education. This they achieved by their own efforts through observation, self-discipline, and turning the knowledge thus obtained into wisdom. We should, like our young men and women, to emulate these few persons educated without education and make their education worth its price, labor for which it is acquired. If the knowledge through the education is turned into human service, it is desirable to extend the extent of education. If it increases human misery, it is used to act of the terrorism and devastation. It must be confined to a very few found fit for it after psychological test, must less its extension to the huge populace. The danger will not only come from terrorists and their evil doings. Worse threats are held over us by cocksure academicians, scientists hankering to outdo or undo nature by bizarre creations of their own. New types of resistant germs, new diseases, genetically or surgically modified brains, Frankensteins in many shapes and hues may issue from a surfeit of knowledge in humanity. What you and we are to do when the so-called science possession of threats to set up humanity to think. We think our young readers will come forward to think and will not like just to perish under its own machinations. Wake up to the menace before us and feel your responsibility in creating awareness as to how to stop menace, abuses of knowledge. Thanks to all. Thanks to all. Kindly like, share, subscribe my channel. Wait for the next video. Sarve bhavantu sukhino, sarve santu niramaya, ma kaschit dugvag bhavet. With blessings I remain. With blessings I remain. God bless you. Thanks to all.